That was a surprise. Hello, everyone. This is Digital Trends Live. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thanks for joining us wherever you are. We appreciate it. It is now time for TBD, and maybe you got a little bit of clue about what's going to be about this week. But let's introduce our hosts of TBD. We have Jess and Adrien. Jess, Surbaugh, hello. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful, Greg. How are you doing?
Excellent. I'm doing excellent. And also, of course, Adrien Warner. Hello, Adrien.
Hello, glad to be here. Good morning.
Good morning. So, what are we talking about here?
Well, you got a little hint of it because that is just a fantastic commercial, by the way. We're going to be talking all about Shark Week this week. So, this week's very special Shark Week edition of TBD stands for Terror Below Deck, which I think is a
I
great
love it.
title. So, what is Shark Week? Let's take a quick look because I feel like it's something we hear in pop culture a lot, but not everybody knows what it is or what it entails. Is it a whole week? Yes, it is. After all, one of my favorite quotes, Tracy Jordan in 30 Rock says, "Live every week like it's Shark Week." Shark Week is actually really, really old. If you didn't know, it debuted way back in 1988 in July on the Discovery Channel. So it is 32 years old. Not that I know how old that is. And it's an entire week of programming dedicated to the conservation efforts for sharks and, correcting common misconceptions about sharks. It continues on as a tradition every single year. It always airs either in late July or early August. And it is, it's always lauded, and people tune in from around the world because it broadcasts in over 72 countries. It's also seen a lot of notable guest hosts throughout the years and through the decades as it's gained tons and tons of popularity. The hosts of Mythbusters came on. Horror movie Eli Roth was a host one year. Comedian Rob Riggle, and even Shaq was a host one year. So all of that programming is going on right now, and it runs through August 16th. So you can tune in, you can check out the schedule on discovery.com. We're not being paid by discovery.com. We're just that excited about Shark Week. And if you don't have cable, that's okay, because you can tune into all these shows on Fubo TV, which is currently offering a 7-day free trial. 7 days is a week, so perfect. Another cool thing is that Discovery is partnering with Oceana, which is advocating for the passage of the Shark Fin Sales Elimination Act of 2019. So it's all, for the greater good, for sharks, for education. And I'm going to hand it over to Jess, who's going to talk about some of the super exciting programming that we are going to see throughout the rest of the week.
Awesome.
Yes. So I'm going to break down a few highlights that we can look forward to for programming. As Adrien mentioned, it actually did start on Sunday. And that's when you could have viewed, and still can view, Tyson versus Jaws, Rumble on the Reef. This special finds us watching Mike Tyson in a cage going head to head with sharks, and is actually it has a famed ring announcer, Michael Buffer, calling the shots. So interesting thing to check out there. He did say that this was a big fear of his. So clearly Tyson is taking on a bunch of different fears this year. Good for him. Next up, we have Shack Attack. And if you'll remember, back in 2018, Shaq actually suffered or was the victim of a shark attack when he was down in the Bahamas filming his previous special, Shaq Does Shark Week. He was in a cage, but the shark wriggled in, and he was able to elbow it in the mouth, and it actually clenched its jaw. So he was able to kind of get clear of it. But he's back. Do not worry. He's actually teamed up with YouTube stars Dude Perfect and Mark Rober to put various species to the test and kind of explore the most mind-blowing hunting techniques of these predators. We also have YouTube phenom Mr. Beast. He has a special this year. He and his crews team up with shark expert Luke Tipple to take on a 24-hour shark challenge, in which they dare each other in a quest for the most dangerous shark selfie. Good for them. I will not be involved.
That just sounds dumb,
great.
But yes, I want to watch it.
So, and then on Friday, the special Tiger Shark King will air. In the Caribbean, a deep sea camera captured a footage of a 14-foot tiger shark being attacked by what they describe as a large unseen beast. So it could be an unknown species of mega shark, or it might even be a cannibalistic tiger shark. So in the special, they go find out. We've also got quick rundown.
Awesome.
Will Smith confronting his fear of the open seas. We've got Snoop Dogg breaking down the craziest shark encounters ever caught on tape. We have a special on flying sharks called Air Jaws. Explorers go looking for both unknown alien sharks and also sharks that have been lost to science for over 100 years. They also explore the sharks of Ghost Island, which is an island placed in the corner of the Bermuda Triangle, which like locals have abandoned after multiple shark shipwrecks and like shark attacks. So check that one out. And speaking of the Bermuda Triangle, one more. Discovery is once again bringing back something for reality TV enthusiasts in the form of Naked and Afraid of Sharks 2. So basically, at the edge of the Bermuda Triangle, 5 veterans of the show Naked and Afraid all attempt to survive on a remote strip of islands that they say the waters are so teeming with predators that locals call it Shark Alley. So, of course, they have limited resources. The land is punishing, so they have to resort to heading to the water where the predators are to find their food and compete. So that one actually I kind of want to see. Maybe checking that out. And that is my rundown for you.
That is awesome. I mean, as long as if they could work at like Sasquatch in there somehow, I think then I'm like, this is everything that I ever want to see. So Shark Week right there. Thank you. And I know one other part too for TBD, we also have our kick stop it today. So what are we looking at for this?
Yes, Greg, we have our wonderful Kick Stop It. I'm actually going to let Jess introduce this one because she was the one that found it, but it is a knife guard and it is, questionable if it works.
I mean, so it's called Hooky Knife Guard. It's an auto sanitizer for knives and flatware. Basically looks like a knife block. They claim it destroys bacteria using ultraviolet light. So against like the salmonella, the E. coli, the norovirus, all of those. And it also dries and disinfects flatware with a built-in 158-degree Fahrenheit dryer. They do claim, like it's non-toxic, like many cleaners can be. It's cool. It's pretty. It's sleek. It's almost doubly funded. So, people are clearly agreeing with that. I don't know. It retails for like $130, and I've been washing knives for many years now and haven't really experienced a problem otherwise. I'm okay without this personally, I believe. It's pretty. I mean, it might be a nice like gift. I don't know, guys. I don't know.
I just, love
Adrien,
reaching for a hot knife. I do think it would be really useful for people who don't have dishwashers at home, who don't have access to like that high heat kind of drying. But again, like Jess mentioned, I've also washed a lot of knives by hand for years, and that definitely has a bit of problem for me. But maybe for restaurants, if they can build an industrial size version of this.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe it's for the times, if you will.
I think it's smart, like to put UV on anything right now is going to sell. It doesn't matter what it is. So that part, I get the marketing on it. But $130. I've got soap. I've got a sponge. I've got a dishwasher.
We have non-toxic
I feel like
soap
I'm okay.
Even. We're fine.
Yeah, I feel like I'm all right. So kickstart it or kick stop it. Jess, what about you?
I'll be kick stopping this one. It's kind of a kick to a kick stop. It's fine. I don't need it.
And Adrien,
I'll agree
what do you
there. It's a kick to a kick stop.
Yeah.
Don't hate it, but I do think it's not quite worth the price tag.
Yeah, I'm on board with both of you. So kick to a kick stop. That's the new term, I guess. 100% on board with that. All right, and finally for TBD, something that we always have to have every week, and that is some Charlie Cam.
Yes,
Oh,
it's his
buddy.
own edition of Shark Week. He's got his own little shark, and
Oh,
you know
look, a
what? He's
shark
giving it a
attack.
run for his money. Look at that shark attack.
We just saw a shark attack.
I will watch an entire
Live and
show
on
of
camera.
Charlie during Shark
Live
Week.
and on camera.
Enjoy.
Awesome. Well,
Thank
Jess, Adrien, thank you so much, as always. Great edition of TBD, and I'll talk to you soon.
Great. Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Greg.